In a max jail, there's always that meter, there's always that mediator that's going to say, wait a minute, what's going on here? In the mediums, it's cockroaches.
Hi, boss.
Hi, P.
Let's start over.
Okay, we're starting over. So this means we've never met before. How are you? They call me boss. I'm not really the boss. I don't normally get my way. So, hi.
Hi, let's totally start over.
Totally start over.
Okay, that works. Oh, yeah, it totally works.
That's the diaphragm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, about this diaphragm thing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, there is something about it.
There is something about the diaphragm thing, yeah.
I know I'm talking about my same three friends all the time, but I got an email from, just a text message from Anna the other day.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I got a diaphragm in 2009. I went to the doctor who figured out what size, and she wrote a prescription that I had to get filled at the pharmacy. The pharmacist had no idea what it was. The pharmacy had to special order it. So I imagine that diaphragms are even less popular today.
I would imagine she's correct.
I wonder why she did that. Why she got a diaphragm?
Probably because she's having lots of fun sex and didn't want to get pregnant, maybe?
No, those are a pain in the ass. That it's like
you're not supposed to put them in your ass. See, that's the fucking problem right there. It's not wrong hole, Pete. Jesus, man. See. We keep going through this whole thing. That's the wrong hole, man.
I think you have to keep them in a case. It looks like a case for a retainer for a kid.
Yeah, what if you mix those up, huh? You're fucked. Mom, this thing tastes terrible.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Yeah.
And then the guy having sex with the teeth in the inside,
Oh, yeah, like Chatterbox. You ever see that porno flick called Chatterbox from the 70s?
Uh-uh.
It's about a talking vagina. And, like, the whole time, the whole movie, this talking vagina is just talking shit and, like, making her life miserable, and looking for, finally her talking penis, which she finds in the end. But it's called Chatterbox. Yeah, it's funny as hell.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, you have to carry this case around, and when you're about to have sex, I think you're supposed to go into a bathroom and insert it properly. Okay, and usually you're drunk, right?
I don't know. I'm not experienced, man. I mean, in the 70s, and when I was having sex, I was drunk all the time. So I guess that's true.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
Yeah, I guess
it's not easy.
Awkward. Yeah. So excuse me while I go put in my plug.
Yeah.
Plug, wrong hole, babe. No, not that plug. My diaphragm.
You're on fire tonight.
This could go on and on, man.
This is a great start. Good opening.
I could go on and on with this bullshit. I'm telling you right now.
I'm sure.
But I won't.
I can imagine. Thank you.
Okay, so
round 3. Hi, boss.
What's with this round 3?
Here we are at Time the Podcast, where we talk about terrible sexual innuendo, pun jokes, and sometimes prison and what goes on inside prison in New York State.
So here we are tonight to talk about what really goes on inside prison, to to share the education that I earned over that 41 years of being in a cage, right?
Did you like the ring of assholism?
I did. I did, yeah. I mean, because I suffer from assholism so bad, I'm really suffering from it now, I'm trying to be upbeat and I'm trying to put on a happy face, but I'm really mentally fucked up this week, for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, my assholism is at an all-time high. So I did like the episode because it gave me a chance to reflect on my assholism, Hopefully other people out there are suffering from the same thing. So that's what the fuck I got assholism. So now they have a name to put to it. They can go to their doctor and say, hey, I need a pill for assholism, You got a cure? If you find one, by the way, anyone out there, send it to me too, because I need a cure too.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's nature for me because I just went to nature for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I feel better.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, you look a lot more relaxed since you came back too. You've got a smile on your face. Your cheeks are rosy. Before you were super stressed out and just, you were real snippy.
I was tense, yeah.
Yeah, you were real snippy.
Yeah. I also, it's funny because when I listened to that episode, it made me feel like an asshole. Remember there were a few times early on where you said, oh God, it made me cringe to listen to myself say that, and certain things I said back then, right after I got out, really bummed me out because I'm such a different person now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's the opposite for me. Like, I'm becoming more of an asshole. I cringed when I heard myself say, "How many people did you stab, boss?" That's tacky, and I'm embarrassed by that. I'm sorry, because it obviously is something that you don't want to talk. I mean, it's not something it's not a fucking badge of honor, you know?
Right. So what is this, an apology for?
It's an apology.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hold on,
okay.
anyone? I kiss my friend on the cheek.
Yeah.
Thank you for the apology.
Sorry I accept for being tacky.
Yes, it's fine.
Fucking tasteless.
It's you know, it is what it is. You know, you didn't.
I didn't really want to know. That's the funny thing.
Know.
I just wanted to see you engage on that. I love it when you run with things, and it's so fucking wonderful. So I didn't want to know the answer to that question, but I thought it would turn into some philosophical conversation, and I think it probably did. I can't remember.
Yeah,
exactly.
it was good.
I cut out a lot of it, but
yeah, it's good. It always is, you know, and you know, I mean, people want to know that kind of thing too. You know, I'm sure some people, when you said that, how many people? I'm sure some people said, "Yeah, how many?"
Yeah. Okay, so ask me the $1 million question.
Will you marry me?
But sure.
What the fuck is the $1 million question?
Sure. Who the fuck wouldn't want to marry you?
Everybody. So what's the $1 million question?
Well, you ask me at the beginning of every episode.
Okay, here it comes. P, what would you like to talk about tonight?
Okay, I want to know what it is like when you move from a maximum security prison to a medium, and at what point do you do that, and you know, how does it work, and what's the adjustment?
All right, so it's something that every lifer dreads. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody in a max jail wants to go to a medium, because every max jail has its own cell. You're in your cell by yourself. Your door locks. That's it. That's your place, man. You know, you can relax. You can rest. Every medium is dormitories. 40 guys sleeping in beds right next to each other. You know, you have no privacy. You're not safe. So mediums, nobody wants to go to a medium. So what happens, the directive is when you're within 8 years of your first parole eligibility date, you are eligible to move to a medium, and that's when they move you to a medium, within 8 years of your first parole date. So the transition is very difficult. I mean, it was for me. When you get to a medium, it's a whole different thing, because there's a lot of guys, most of the guys in the mediums never did max time.
Really?
Yeah. So they don't have the mindset, they don't have the respect, they don't have the discipline, they don't have the knowledge that you'll push their fucking wig back for the smallest fucking thing. So you end up beating the piss out of a few of them as an object lesson to the rest of them, you know? So mediums are very stressful. For me, it was very hard. My first medium was Woodburn. I went to Woodburn, and Woodburn had cells and they had dormitories. But there was like a 1.5, 2-year waiting list to get a cell. There was only one block that had cells. Everything else was dormitories. So I got there, was in the dormitory, signed up for the cell. It took me about 1.5 years to get the cell, and then I got a cell.
That's the perfect scenario. So you have a cell, but in a medium facility, so you don't have max rules.
Yeah, I mean, it's prison, right? You got all the rules are the same.
Oh.
You know, it's prison. So yeah, the rules are the same. There's no difference in the rules. There's no difference in the COs.
You don't get any more yard time or no less, you know, like nothing?
No, you don't get anything.
No more freedom?
No.
That's the only difference? Cells to dorms?
That's it. That's the only real difference. There's no other difference.
No rec or mess hall difference or nothing? Nothing else?
Same food, same truck. No difference. Every prison eats the same thing every day. So if there's macaroni and cheese in Attica, there's macaroni and cheese in Sing Sing. So
wow.
Every prison eats the same meal every day.
It must be so hard to go from sleeping on your own to sleeping with a bunch of people right next to you.
It's almost impossible. It takes a long time before, well, it did for me. It took a long time before I could actually sleep. I'd be just exhausted and just fall asleep, you know, but I wasn't getting any rest. So like I said, I put in for a cell. And then it's funny. Irony is funny. I got the cell about a year, maybe 1.5 years later. Maybe not that long, I don't know. But almost immediately when I got it, I wanted out of it.
Why?
Funny you should ask that. Because I'm locked in a cage, right? I locked myself in the fucking cage before. So when it's time to lock in at 10 o'clock at night in the cage, you go in the cage, the door closes, you're locked in. Everybody in the dormitory is still moving around. They're still watching TV. They're still going into the kitchens, you know? So I'm like, okay, I'm locked in this cage, but everybody else is still moving around. I can't get out of this cage until they open it tomorrow for chow.
So you still have max rules in that cell. You can't just close it when you want to.
No, it has to be closed at 10 o'clock. Right after the 10 o'clock count, the cell's closed.
Okay, so the rules are different. You can walk around and...
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to, you're after 10 o'clock, you're not supposed to hang out, be in the rec room and all that stuff. But if a CO is running his dormitory the way he wants to run it, if he's got a certain crew of guys that hang out, maybe play cards quietly and maybe talk quietly, he's not going to bother him too much because he's sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
So the main thing is what he expects is when the notification comes around, like when the CO or the roundsman comes through and says, hey, sergeant's walking, he expects one of those guys to go wake him up and say, hey, sergeant's walking.
One of the inmates?
Yeah, one of his porters or something to go wake him up. And the payoff, the tit for tat, is you get to hang out. You get to stay up, you get to watch TV. You have to do it quietly. When the sergeant's walking, TV has to go off. Everybody has to go back to their cubes until after the sergeant comes through, and then you're back doing normal. Some of those guys stay up all night doing that. And the CO gets to sleep because he's working doubles.
Yeah, of course.
So he gets to sleep.
It's a family business.
It's a family business, yes.
So he's working doubles. He's sleeping.
Doubles. And he's sleeping. So he works one, sleeps one, right? And his porters wake him up. So that's the tit for tat.
Man, okay, so so I have this visual of a big open block, like a big open room with a bunch of cots in it, with some low dividers in between beds here and there, or in between every bed, like a 2-foot wall or something, or what is it like?
It's usually a 4-foot wall. So
let's say you have cubicles.
You have cubicles. That's what you have. You have a cube. Yes. So each dormitory is set like 40 cubicles. It's 3-sided. The front's open. And your bed's in there, your locker's in there, and that's it. That's your cubicle.
So every single person has 3 4-foot walls around there.
Right.
So that provides some privacy, at least.
A little privacy there, but if your front's wide open, right? Anybody can walk, and everybody has to walk. The aisle is in the front, so everybody walks past you. They look right in your cube. Or the wall is only 4 foot tall. I look right over it. So there really isn't any privacy. There's there's a sense of privacy if you lay down in your bed and face the wall. There's a sense that,
Can you make a fort, hang your sheets over it, and?
No. They have to be able to see you at all times. You can't cover your head. You can't pull the blankets up over your head. They have to be able to see you at all times.
Wow, you have no privacy.
No.
Anyone can just come and
stab you,
talk to you, or
knock you out and take your starfish, whatever.
Annoy you and steal your hairbrush. Okay.
Yeah, steal your
knock
hairbrush.
You out and take your starfish. But there are too many other people around. How could they? Aren't there tons of other people around?
Well, if everybody's in their cube sleeping, say 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and maybe there's a couple of guys in the TV room that we were talking about earlier to wake the CO up, right? If a guy just stays down low below the walls, you don't know that he's walking around. The lights are out, it's dark. You don't know. He's sneaking around. They call them sneak thieves, right? They're sneaking around stealing shit.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So, there's ways to catch them. We always had ways to catch them. We would catch them, but there's always sneak thieves. Stealing shit from the refrigerators and stealing shit from your locker, So you always keep everything locked up, but, they'll steal your sneakers. Who the fuck wants to get out of bed and lock their sneakers up every night,
Yeah. And then you hear everyone snoring, right? Because you're no longer in a long line like in a cell block. You're actually in a dorm where the whole room is like a rectangle, right?
Yeah, and you're facing people. People are facing you.
And you can hear everyone who snores in the whole fucking room.
Coughing, sneezing, farting. Yeah, you hear it all, smell it all. Yeah, it's like a barn with cattle, right?
Yeah, it's like stables.
Yeah, that's what it is, stables.
And then what time do they put the lights out?
10 o'clock.
What time do they turn them on?
6:30.
And what happens at 6:30?
Count. Stand up for the count. They turn the lights on. Everybody has to stand up, be counted. And then you can lay back down or you can get ready for program, depending on what you have to do, Get ready for breakfast and then program.
Can you take a shower every day?
Showers usually don't open until after chow run. Usually you can't get in the shower till after chow run. You can't brush your teeth before the count. It's just stupid fucking rules,
Let's go back to when I met you 5 years ago. Can you tell me what your morning routine was like? You
5
personally?
years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you met me, I was on the outside crew, working on the outside crew, right? Okay, so my routine was to get up. I would get up at when they ran the count at 6:30, when they did the count. I would get up, go take a shower, brush my teeth.
So you have that freedom to go take a shower because you had the early job?
No, I just did it.
You can go whenever you want.
No, well, you hear a lot of times the COs say, "Hey, get out of the fucking shower." Nobody in the shower, and you just tell them, suck a bag of dicks. Fuck you, man. You take a shower at home, don't you, motherfucker? And just go ahead and shower. Some of us get away with it. Other guys didn't get away with it, get tickets and that kind of shit. Fuck them. I don't care if they like it or not. I shower every morning. I don't care. It's just my routine. I shower before I go to bed, then I shower when I get up. It's just what I do.
That's funny because every guy I know that's been in prison is such a fucking clean freak.
Yeah.
All of you guys are so fucking anal retentive, organized, clean freaks. Like, you need order everywhere. Everything has to be fucking clean. Yeah. And you're super well groomed. All of you. Yeah. I don't know one former inmate that doesn't hyper groom himself. Perfect fingernails, perfect eyebrows, for no hair on the ears.
That's good though, right?
Perfectly groomed facial. Because it's basically, this is my theory, that everyone that's what you can control, so that's what you...
It's what you do.
That's what you do. Is that true, do you think?
I think you're right.
So are you going to say that all guys are... There have to be a bunch of pigs in there, right?
There's pigs in there too. Yeah, there's guys that don't shower, guys that don't clean their cells. Yeah, there's morons and pigs in there too. I mean, it's human nature, right? But yeah, I think those of us who can, we control what we can, right?
If I were in prison, I would never take a shower. I just feel like I would...
God, that's
I'd
filthy.
be disgusting. No, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't groom myself obsessively. Or maybe I would. I don't know. Give me a pair of tweezers. Maybe I'd be bald.
You might, yeah. You might.
That would be a pastime. You gotta think about this shit, right? Because
you never know. You can get arrested. You're gonna borrow my car one of these weekends. Fucking headlight's gonna blow out. Bingo. Car's impounded. You're doing life. You'll see. I'll bring you a package though.
You owe me about 1 million stamps.
Yeah, I do.
I was your stamp sugar mama for like 4 fucking years.
Fuck yes. That was awesome, man.
What would breakfast be like, and how much time would you get to eat it?
I had the van hooked up, the van that we would travel in. So I always had stuff in the van. There'd always be donuts in there. There'd always be coffee in there. I'd always had stuff in the van. I had the van wired so it would run a microwave and it would run a toaster oven, and I had all that stuff in the van. So
of course you did.
Yeah. So I had the seats lifted up. They were bench seats, and it was like one of those yellow school buses. Okay, but it was green, right? It said Department of Corrections on it. So the seats were set up like bench seats. They were long rectangles. They didn't sit facing north or south, for instance, if the van's running north. They faced east and west. Okay.
Each other. They faced
each other, and they lifted up, and underneath...
It's like a paddy wagon.
Like a paddy wagon. And underneath, they had storage bins. I had built storage bins in there. So I had pantry, I had a place for the microwave, I had a place for the barbecue, I had a place for the toaster oven, and I had a place for the radio, and just places for everything. And we would go to the food pantries a lot and work in the food pantries. And whenever we were in the food pantries, I would always ask the people that we were working for if I could load the van. And so I had an ice chest, and we always had ice in it, so I would put chickens and beef and hamburgers and stuff like that in the ice chest, and then I would load it up with cans, and I would load it up with breakfast stuff, cereals and milks. And I always put soy milk in there, because soy milk, you don't have to refrigerate. It doesn't go bad,
Yeah.
So we always had stuff for breakfast. We had stuff for lunch. We always had hamburgers to cook and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we were hooked up.
Okay, can we go to a time where you weren't such a rock star?
Back in 1966, I was 6. Oh, yeah. Sure. I
and when you were a normal person in a medium, what would your routine be like in the morning?
I was never a normal person.
Yeah, you were never. But let's go to Groveland then, okay?
Okay, Groovyland, yeah. Groovyland, I wasn't normal there either, right? I drove the van. I drove the taxi. But there's only 3 guys in the hotel that I drive the taxi. Yeah. So, a time when I was not a rock star.
Yeah, what would your normal morning be like?
Okay, so at Woodburn, at Groovyland, I didn't eat breakfast because I got up at 3:30 every morning.
Let's not do rock star time. Go to another, like Otisville or something.
Otisville, what was I doing in Otisville? Otisville, I was a teacher's aide for small engines. So I would get up in the morning at Otisville. We had a kitchen. I would go in and...
You had your own kitchen?
Yeah.
Fuck you. You're a fucking rock star in it. There was a time when you were a normal person on the inside, right?
I never allowed myself to be the normal guy just getting along every day. See, here's what you have to remember, right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have to remember this, right? A long time ago, I decided that was my fucking life. That's the life that I'm going to have to live, and I'm going to live it the best that I can. And I did. Everything I could do to make myself more comfortable, I did. So if there was an opportunity for me to take a job where I could build something that would make me more comfortable, I would take that job. You know, if there was an opportunity for me to move into a program or a dorm that would make it more comfortable for me, I moved into that dorm or that program. I did what I had to do to get into whatever I needed to get into to make myself more comfortable. So since probably 1984 on up, I was always making myself as comfortable as possible. Long about 1983, 1984, that's kind of when all of my appeals and everything were finished, and I knew that I was dead. I got the final fuck you in 1987. By that time, I had already decided that I was dead.
Wow.
You know, so long about 83 or 84, I decided to start calling my own fucking shots and take care of me. And that's when I started hanging out with Jerry, and I started hanging out with Tommy, and I started hanging out with, you know, Sully and all those guys, figuring it out.
Yeah. Everyone thinks, you know, a max is so scary, but because it's all violent offenders. But a medium is all those violent offenders plus gang members who have their fellow gang members inside with them, who are just maybe in for weapon possession, right, or drugs.
Yeah, most of them are in for drugs, robberies, right? So they might have, you know, they might be super violent guys, but got busted with a fucking misdemeanor or a Class A, you know, a Class B felony. They're only doing 5 years or 3 to 6 with 5 years post. You know, they're doing small time, so they don't go to the maxes. They don't learn. They're violent people. They probably should have gone to the max. My opinion is that no one should go to a medium. Everyone should transition through a max. You know, because they don't learn anything in the mediums. They think they did time. They get on and say, yeah, man, I just did 5 years upstate. Oh, yeah, where'd you do it? You know, oh, I did it in, you know, I don't know, some fucking medium, Bear Hill. Well, motherfucker, you ain't done no time, man. That ain't.
But you make it sound like you just I feel like you're contradicting yourself, because you were saying that it's harder in a medium because you're not safe.
I said it's harder. Here's what I said.
But you don't learn much.
I said it's harder for a lifer, for a guy who did a lot of time, to come out of that maximum into a medium. Now, if you go into a medium from county jail, it's all you know.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just as hard as it is, and that's it. But like I said coming from a max is what I said.
Yeah. Into
a medium, it's much, much harder. That transition is super hard. Or it was for me, and it is for most everyone I've talked to.
Yeah.
So that transition.
Because like you were saying, am I right? You have just so much more to deal with, because then there's so many young guys who are a new generation of ruthlessness or carelessness, or, you know, it's just like you guys when you were younger at Elmira. There's so much more testosterone. That's why Elmira and Comstock are so fucking violent. It's all the, you know, 16 to 25-year-olds who have all that pent up rage, right? And they haven't learned how to manage it yet. And then they have to put on a suit to survive and to get support of a family, so they join whatever gang or group, and they have to become someone. I mean, I remember hearing some people say, like, the new generation of kids are fucking scary because they're different, and they don't seem to have remorse, and it's just that, like, testosterone driven, survival mode driven wildness that it feels more dangerous than a medium, right?
Yes.
You always have to watch. People are going to test you more often, right?
It's not more dangerous in a lethal sense.
Oh.
But it's more prone to casual violence. That's what I call it. Like a fist fight, I call casual violence. Okay.
Okay.
You know, 2 or 3 guys jump you, casual violence.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
okay.
Okay, but we're looking at it from my scale.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So, I mean, let's look at it from my scale. I've been stabbed. I've been beat with baseball bats. I've been stomped out by cops. You know, so my scale is different, right? So, to me, getting jumped by 2 or 3 guys, get your ass handed to you, it's casual violence. A fight out in the yard, it's casual violence. Anything that doesn't involve a serious weapon is casual violence. So, mediums are way more prone to casual violence.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, in a max jail, for instance, there's always that meter, there's always that mediator that's going to say, wait a minute, you know, what's going on here? You know, well, this motherfucker owes me 5 packs and doesn't want to pay me. Okay, so you collect your money the way that you have to. It's understood that nobody else is getting involved and you collect your money. And they go do what they have to do, and whatever that turns into, it turns into. Everybody else understands that it's between two men, something that needs to be settled. In the mediums, it's cockroaches. They're all, like you said, testosterone driven, and I don't want to say they don't have any morals, but they don't have any fucking morals. They'll attack a crippled person as quickly as they will attack a perfectly healthy person. You know what I mean? Most people pick their shots. These little motherfuckers don't. They just go after everyone.
So they're not really shot callers in mediums, right?
So here's the thing, right? So let's say you get a guy comes in and he's the leader of one of the gangs, one of the prominent gangs. Wait, let's not put a name to it.
Okay.
So let's say he's the leader of one of the prominent gangs. You know, he's the head guy. He comes in and he has a balance, and he says, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and we're going to do this. Now, first and foremost, they're about making money. So they're going to be doing their extortions. They're going to be doing whatever it is that they're doing to make their monies, right? Selling their drugs, whatever they're doing. But if he's a mature leader, and usually they are, you know, then he's going to make sure that they're not just randomly causing a bunch of fucking havoc, because if they are, then the COs have to get involved. You know what I mean? If there's because there's too much violence going on. Every time somebody has to go outside in an ambulance, that has to get documented. They can't hide that. So if there's a lot of cuttings and a lot of stabbings and slicings and shit going on, they can't hide that. They got to get involved. So they're going to grab that guy and tell him, calm this fucking shit down or else. Well, usually if it's all going on, he can't calm it down because he couldn't control it to start with. So he gets transferred out. Somebody else steps up there, the new guy. Now, most people aren't in a medium long enough to develop the trust or, I guess, the reputation to run those gangs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Okay, I get it now.
So a guy like me who rolls in with my reputation, they're not going to fuck with me, but they're not going to respect my word either. Sometimes they'll come to me and say, hey man, this is going on with this CO or whatever, and I can give them some advice and they'll listen to it and things will change a little bit, you know. But inevitably that person's going to leave, somebody else is going to take over. So a guy like me, they're going to leave me the fuck alone because I have a reputation, but they're not going to listen to me usually.
So did you have to deal with some drama in your first year in a medium?
Yeah. They don't know who you are, you know. Like, it's like anything else, you know. The gangs and whatever, running whatever they're running, you know. They don't like people coming in and trying to do what they're going to do. And like I said before, I'm always going to gravitate toward the best things that make my life easier because, as I've said in the past, I decided that this is the life that I have, and I'm going to make it the best possible life I have to live. If I have to live in prison the rest of my life, I'm going to be as comfortable as I can be in prison. That was a determination that I made and something that I stuck to my whole bit. Excuse me. Yeah. So a lot of times I would roll in and they'd be running these programs in a half-ass fashion. You know, the programs wouldn't be making money. So if your fucking program's not making money, you don't have anything to spend. If you don't have anything to spend, you don't have any fucking fun. Because the state's not giving it to you. You have to make your money and then be frugal and make sure you have fun with it, right? So I would run in and take these programs over and get them up and running, get them making money. And then usually what I did, most of the time... Would you
like barrel through there like a bully?
Sometimes. I remember I took over the Italian-American organization.
Because you're so Italian.
Well, yeah, at Otisville, right? So I'm not Italian at all, but the point is it was being run by the Spanish guys. You know, the Spanish guys are running the Italian-American organization. And they were selling greeting cards. Happy birthday, Valentine. And
You've sent me some of those greeting cards. Come on.
No, I didn't.
Are you saying you made the greeting cards
If I sent you any card, it was made.
With like sparkly shit and...
I never sent you anything
Come
like
on,
that.
It was a fucking Easter card. I have it. Don't break my heart.
If I did, then
You said it was very special. Fuck you.
Yeah, if I did, then I make the cards. I don't buy the cards.
You don't remember.
Come on, I don't remember last week. You always telling me that shit. But yeah, I remember.
It meant so much to me.
Okay, well, yeah, I got you a card.
Because you bought it from the Spanish girl who was making those cute cards, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Because you didn't make that?
I don't recall. I'm not going to say I did or I didn't.
Don't knock greeting cards, that's all I'm saying.
I'm not knocking them. I'm saying that's what they were doing. They were selling greeting cards.
You did it with an eye roll. You said it with an eye roll.
Can I go back and finish this?
And then what did you do with it?
Okay, so anyway, they were selling greeting cards and they weren't making any money. So it's like, they were paying like 75 cents for a greeting card, selling them for $1.25. And then...
Because they were fucking humanitarians. What did you do? They were like, we don't care if we make a profit.
Because they were stupid fucking business people. So they were selling them for $1.50. Buying them for 75 cents, selling them for $1.50. What's the profit?
Don't make me do math right now.
50
I'm
cents.
not in your school.
Okay, 50 cents. But the ILC gets half of that. The ILC gets half of every dollar you make.
Oh.
So you're only making a quarter off each fucking card.
And you were president of the ILC, so you hated that you got no fucking money from there.
From where?
You were a fucking mobster. You were a godfather. And all the other organizations had to fucking pay you, right?
It's the directive. I didn't write the directive.
Albany
did. Albany wrote the directive. I didn't write the directive, okay?
Wow.
I was an entrepreneur. I didn't write the directive. I just used them like Donald Trump. I used them to my advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Okay.
So it was the Italian Americans, right? And it was run by Spanish guys, and they were making no money.
Right.
So I joined the Italian American organization, and I went to a few meetings, and I talked to them, and I told them my track record, and I showed them what I had done before, and I gave them ideas of how to fix this thing, and all they wanted to be was in charge of something.
Okay.
They didn't want to make money. They didn't understand the concept of, you can have 2 banquets a year. They didn't understand the concept of you can invite parole commissioners in and you can actually sit down at a steak dinner with them and fucking talk to them face to face and figure out what the fuck they're talking about. They didn't understand any of this stuff.
So did you teach them?
I tried. I tried.
No, I'm not judging you with that question.
Yes, you are. But no, they were unteachable. I don't know if they were unteachable or they were just decided that they didn't like something about me. They didn't like me, but I was a lifer with a lot of time in, and I was coming in trying to take over.
Yeah, they didn't like being schooled all the fucking time.
Right. So I went to a couple of Italian guys that I knew, a few real Italian guys. And I said, listen, man, I'm going to take this fucking organization. I'm going to make it make fucking money, and we're going to have fucking festivals, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And they're like, oh, bada boom, bada bing, what you want to do?
Come on.
So in we go. Bruno Batch.
New Yorkers, yeah.
Guys that were,
Yeah.
Okay. The Soprano guys.
Yes.
So I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this organization over, and this is what I'm going to do, blah, 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 blah. And they go, okay, what do you want to do? I said, well, we're going to roll in there on the next meeting, and we're going to take it over. So what we did is we all signed up. They couldn't stop us from signing up as members. We all signed up, paid our dues as members. There's about 25 of us. And we went in there on election night, and we just took over the place, and we just elected our own guys to all the positions, voted them all out, and they were gone.
Holy crap! You weaseled your way in there.
We didn't weasel. We took it away from them in front of their faces.
This is like that cult that went to Oregon and took over a bunch of land. But they went to a town of like 500 people, and there were like 1,000 of them, and they voted out the.
Yeah, that's what they did. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we did. We rolled in and we took it over, and we had already decided what positions we were going to vote in and what we were going to take. So I was president. We had another guy vice president. We had a secretary. We had sergeant at arms, and we just took the whole fucking thing over. And there was a couple of fist fights over it out in the yard, but I just took it over, and I started running it. And it wasn't, it wasn't 6 months till we were showing a profit and had our first festival, because I got rid of the greeting cards. And started selling treats. I started selling chocolate-covered raisins, banana fruit, dried fruits, all the trail mix stuff.
Yeah.
So I started selling all that stuff. Yeah, and got rid of the fucking greeting cards, started selling that stuff, and started making money. So within a year, we had a couple $1,000s in the account, and it was up and running. So then I gave that to, I think Burnzot took it over, maybe. So
the people who design the greeting cards are a select few artists in the prison, right? Who are just like making this shit all the time, and right?
There's always artists in the prison making stuff. There's always art for sale.
Yeah.
Right. The greeting cards that they were selling were like the Hallmark cards, bot cards, and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
But there's always guys in the prison that are making homemade stuff, and if you're gonna buy something, in my opinion, that's what you should go get.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, good. So Good. You supported local businesses.
Yeah, always. Yeah, definitely. I always support the guy who's trying to support himself.
Or anti-corporation movement. I love it.
Right,
love it.
right.
Okay, I'm trying to be okay with your bullying.
It wasn't bullying.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It wasn't bullying.
They started some other racket then after that.
It's like some fucking politician that's in office, and you say, you know what, man, we got to get rid of this motherfucker. Let's pick a candidate. Let's all vote and get him the fuck out of there. It's what we did. It's the same thing we did because these guys were given the opportunity. I went into them. I joined their group. I went in as a member. I tried to talk to them. I tried to explain to them how this could work and how it could be great and show them what the potential was. And they just wanted to be in charge of something. They didn't give a fuck about the whole rest of the population.
Yeah.
They just wanted to be their little 7 crew and be in charge of something, So,
speaking of businesses, I put a photo of some of your crew members from Auburn on Instagram and Facebook. And that is one of the amazing jobs that you created, or businesses that you created. You ran the camera, you had a Polaroid camera, you were able to keep it and had film. And this is why we have so many photos of your friends.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. We have a treasure trove of photographs of you guys in prison doing cool shit because you had the fucking camera.
I had the
Isn't
Polaroid.
that insane?
Yeah. So it was that was the JCs, and they call it click click. That's what we called it, click click.
So how much would you charge for that?
For a picture, $2 for a picture. It cost about 80 cents for a film. Then of course you have to buy the camera and the backgrounds and all that. But it was pretty much pure profit. Make about $1 profit on each one. ILC would get 50, but every night. So we would do picture call outs twice a week. Say maybe on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and there'd always be 100 guys show up every night. Tuesday on 100 guys on Thursday.
Cool. Speaking of Facebook, or speaking of, I guess, social media, online stuff, we have fucking links now.
Yeah, we do. Finally.
How do you know that?
Because you said so.
What do you mean? Just
you
now?
told me. You told me earlier today.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
What did I say?
When we were in the car. We were talking about people are following us and how gratifying it is that we have this. And yeah, your mind is fucked up as mine is, man.
No, I'm talking about actual links. That's not links.
Oh, I don't know then. All right, so maybe it's my mind that's fucked up.
Okay, it's not like we have a link where you can click on this and you reach us, like Rush fucking Limbaugh that you were talking about from the very beginning. You're like, I don't know, Rush Limbaugh. So, I put fucking links on our website because a lot of people were writing and saying, hey, I can't find you.
Right.
Which is so fucking cool that people have written and said, I can't find you and I want to find you. I got so excited.
It's awesome, yeah.
There were so many of them that I just was like, holy shit, we're not Googleable because we're not there yet and we don't have the money to pay for that shit, right, to get higher on the list for Google.
Right.
So I just went to the website. I figured it out. Like, there's a link for Spotify and a link for Apple on our Time the Podcast website.
Okay.
So we have fucking links. All you have to do is click on those links, and it takes you to Spotify or Apple to the podcast.
Awesome. I love it.
You're not excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited, but
you want a direct link to your fucking inbox. That's what you want, right?
What would I do with that?
Then you'd be excited. I don't know.
What the fuck would I do with that?
Talk to people.
No, because my inbox is going to have my email on it, right?
Find a lady. No, I don't know. We gotta,
That'd be too easy for people to track me down like that. I don't want people to be able to track me down unless I want them to track me down.
Oh, speaking of that, listen to this.
I'd like to have a lady, though. That's a good idea.
Here, this is a good point. Good point.
Why don't you change the subject? We're talking about getting me a lady.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go back to that in a minute because I feel like we're done. But listen, I want to read you something. This is what...
You got to read something that somebody wrote in. Remember, we do that
This is what someone wrote in.
Okay, let's do it. And you got to do it before we sign out.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
It's from a woman. I'm not going to say her name.
Okay.
Because I don't have permission. That's the thing. If you want me to say your name, say my name, say my name.
Yeah, just tell us that it's okay.
Say my name.
Right.
Or maybe, if so, I'll just say your first name from now on. But here's some intel for Boss on why women don't give out their phone numbers on dating apps.
Ah, okay. Tell me.
From a couple episodes ago. Because if I give you my phone number, you can find my address pretty easily with an internet search. That means I've now given my home address to a man I've never met in person who knows that I don't live with a boyfriend or husband. I never give my phone number to someone I haven't met in person because I need to get a sense of whether I'd feel safe with that person knowing where I live. even if the guy wasn't violent, and you're totally violent, by the way, I'm just kidding.
You added that.
Even if the guy wasn't violent, there are still plenty of ways to be creepy and annoying when you know where someone lives, especially just someone who's like attracted to you and you're not attracted to them.
Right.
Anyway, she's like, I feel bad for him and I could sense his frustration. He should just know that it's not him, and it's definitely not that women aren't interested. So yeah, that's maybe why girls wouldn't want to go to a phone call right away, because they have to give their number.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd never thought about that.
Yeah, so there has to be.
Neither would you. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know that you could find someone's whereabouts. I don't know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it either. Yeah, I mean, thanks for telling me. Now, if everybody gives me a number, I know how to find them. The fuck? No, yeah, okay, but yeah, that's good. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't know that, and you know, it makes sense. I mean, I know that there's a lot of fucking creepy people out there, man. People have to be safe. You know, not just women. Men have to be safe too. You know.
So, time for a status update, Mr. Boss. Oh shit!
Time to put your Mickey Mike back on, Mrs. Boss. Ms. Boss. MERS. MRS. I don't know how do you pronounce the R in MERS. MERS, boss. MERS. It comes from cows, man. MERS.
That was so good.
It comes from cows. That's where it comes from. No shit. We just figured that
Can
out.
you do a fucking goat?
Bah, bah.
Not as good, but
It's not a goat, right?
yeah, it's kind of.
I can do Flipper.
I'm gonna air that.
Flipper? I don't care. What do I care?
Do it again.
Maybe some chick will be attracted to Flipper.
Holy shit! That's amazing.
It's Flipper. Useless talents, man.
You've been pretty sooty lately.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of problems, man. You know? I can't figure me out. I can't find out where I'm at. I don't know who the fuck I am, you know? And I don't fit out here, and I'm starting to fucking whine, so let me shut the fuck up. But, you know, it's like the worst fucking day out here is a million times better than the best fucking day inside, you know? So I just keep that mantra going in my head, like when I'm having bad days, you know, hard days. Like these last 2 days have been really fucking hard. So, you know, I just keep marching, man. Keep smiling.
You have a new therapist.
Yeah, I do have a new therapist, and I'm going to have another new therapist very shortly. I don't like this one at all. I don't like this one because she's, I'm trying to find the word, you know, without being disrespectful. Too clinical? She's just too clinical. She reads everything off the screen. I can tell she's reading the screen when she's telling me, giving me advice, or, you know, telling me whatever. She's not responding to me. She's responding to the box, checking the little box, checking the little box. Tell him this if he says that, check the box. I did that. If he says that, tell him this, check the box. I did that, you know? So I'm not connecting with her at all. And she gave me fucking homework. Well, fucking therapists give you homework. Paper homework. What? Bitch killed a tree to give me homework. What the fuck's that about?
So yeah, you're meant to what, write paragraphs on how you feel or something, or what is it?
Well, you have to read this. You have to read this stuff, and then you have to answer the questions. You know, you read it, and then you answer the question, multiple choice. Which one is you? You know, if a fish had 2 fins and one fish had 1 fin, how many fins did the fishes have? And you'd have to say, oh, 5. Oh, wrong answer. You need to go to therapy. It's that, you know. It's so fucking robotic, man.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. Yeah, so I think I'll be looking for a new therapist. No, I know I will. I'm no thinking about it. I've already made up my mind that I'm going to find someone else. I'm going to call. What's today? Friday?
You are? You're gonna try it again?
I'm thinking about it, or maybe not. You know, I'm still kicking it in my head. I honestly believe that I don't need it. Now, we've had this conversation before, you know. I mean, I was in a place where I said, I don't need fucking therapy, and I did. And it helped me. It fixed me, right? But I think right now I'm in a place in my mind that I think having someone outside of me that doesn't know me pissing in my ear is just going to hurt my confidence. Because I'm pretty confident right now that I'm on a plane and I'm on a path, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to reach my goal because I can see it. For the first time, I can see it. You know? I've got it right there. I can see it. It's fucking bright. It's beautiful. It's fucking nirvana. I can see it. If I don't let someone piss in my ear and drag me off to the side, and I lose, you know, it starts to get blurry. As you get pulled off to the side, it gets blurry. So 99 or 90% of me wants to say no therapy, do it yourself. And then there's that 10% that's worried that I'll lose what I've gained. So I haven't made the decision, but I guess I have at 90%, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I might just cancel. We'll see. I'm gonna make myself make that choice today. Because I've made some hard decisions in myself. I've gone really deep into myself. I really have. I took a paper and I wrote what I was feeling. And I read it and I look at it and I make notes and I'm just getting my shit together with it. And it's fucking working because I can see where my assholism has taken me, And I can see the petty things and then it's embarrassing me. And the fact that it's embarrassing me is good. Because if I'm embarrassed by it, I'm going to change it. Because my ego's not going to let me be embarrassed by something I did to myself. I did that 42 years ago and it cost me my life. So I'm not going to let my ego and my stupidity cost me my life. Okay? So.
That's meaningful.
I think so. It seems to work.
Sign off? Motherfucker, sign off?
I want to talk. Well, let's read someone's question because we said we're going to read someone's question every week. So let's read someone's question.
Okay. This is going to be a long one, though. Well, here's probably a short one. Why were you so mad at me a couple of weeks ago? I asked you about masturbation in prison, that one, and you got mad at I asked you that, and that I didn't see that as a sort of how many people did you stab voyeuristic thing. I wanted to know how you do it, or if you can do it, and how people I thought there'd be some sign that you give to other people and they give you privacy or something, but you're getting pissed off right now even when you're looking at me like that. Do you remember? That's why you were like, let's just talk. It was too personal. You didn't want to go there.
Yeah, that's nobody's business.
Okay. I don't know why that is worse than the shit room or stabbing a CO. Like, I don't know the different levels of, like, I would never know that that's not okay to talk about. It's
personal dignity. It has to do with personal dignity. Maybe I'm old school that way, but it has to do with personal dignity. So if you get placed in the shit room, you got put there. If you get put in a situation where you have to defend yourself against a CO, you got put there. Masturbation is personal dignity. No one needs to know that.
Yeah.
It's a choice. To me, that's the difference. It's my choice.
I see, yeah. I get that.
So that's why it irks me when you ask me about it.
Yeah.
Even now, it just pissed me off to no end.
I saw, yeah.
That you asked me about it.
So what else would be along that line?
I don't know. As they come up, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure you fucking will. You fucking will.
I fucking will, yeah. As they come up, I'll tell you, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there another question that's the answer?
Well, it just gives an example of all the things you get super fucking mad at me about.
Yeah, yeah.
This is from Kim. If you're corresponding with a guy who's in prison and he asks you for money, should you give it to him? And should you give him what he asks for as much as he asks for if you have it? It's complicated.
It's complicated. So I said from the beginning that I was not going to hold back, that I was not going to hedge, and I was not going to float a bunch of bullshit. So this is from Kim?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kim, let me tell you the deal. If you knew him before you went in, then you already know the answer to that question. That's your guy. If you met him since you've been in, and you've only known him a short time, and he's asking you for money, first of all, if he's asking you for $100 or something like that, then he's asking you for drug money. Don't give it to him. You should reason with him and tell him, listen, you have a life on the outside. You need your money for what you need. Even if you just need to save it for retirement, you need your money. Don't give him money. And if you don't give him money and he walks away from you, it's the best thing that ever happened to you in your fucking life, trust me. But my advice is, no, don't give him money. If you want to give him a gift, if you want to send him $20 here, $30 here, $50 for commissary, out of the kindness of your heart, do that. But if he's asking you for $100 or something like that, an amount like that, definitely do not do that, because that's just, he's trying to pay drug money. So don't do it.
But didn't you say that most guys who are quote unquote pulling are just getting girls to send money for commissary?
Yeah. Commissary and drugs.
Anyway,
that's the only two things you can buy in prison.
Can you exchange your commissary money for drugs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can mask it.
Sure, because let's say you go, let's say there's a drug dealer, he brings in, as an example, let's say he brings in an ounce of weed, and he's selling weed. He's selling 25 bags of weed, right? Well, he doesn't want all money. What's he going to do with it? He wants food from commissary. He wants cigarettes. He wants to live well. That's why he's doing drugs. That's why he's selling the drugs, not for money. So he'll sell so much for mail-outs that go right back to his source to pay for the drugs and to pay for the next one. But the other stuff he wants in commissary and cigarettes, because he's trying to live well.
Yeah. Or just be healthy. Yeah. Yeah. So I think the struggle is like when you actually care about someone and you feel like they might care about you, but they still sort of do need stuff from commissary if they want to be healthy, right? Or if they want to, and so if you want to, it's hard between like, I think you have to decide what you're getting out of this relationship, because even if you know you might be being used, if you're getting what you need out of it, which is just some correspondence and feeling special here and there, and I don't know, just some human attachment that's outside of your regular life, right? Like maybe you're sort of using them too, because they are that, what did you say, that captive, they can't run it, Yeah,
you can't, that's your man, he's captive, he's not going anywhere, he's not cheating, he's not coming home at night,
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? So if she had to ask that question, she already knows the answer.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right. If you had to ask me that question, you already know the answer. The answer is he's using you. And is that okay with you? Is it okay that he's using you? That's the question. And I think the answer should be no. It shouldn't be okay with you that he's using you, because you're worth a whole lot fucking more than that. So no, you shouldn't let him use you. I did it. Right? I used to do the same thing.
You did it.
I did it. D-I-D. Did it. Yeah, I did the same thing, right, for many years. If he says, I need money for commissary, could you send me money for commissary? If you're not sure that he needs the money for commissary, you say, no, babe, I'm not going to send you money for commissary. But send me a list of what you need and I'll send it to you. Because she can send him packages.
Oh, yeah.
And send me a list of what you need and I'll send you food. Now, if he takes the food when he gets it and trades that for drugs and what that, you have no control over that and you're never going to know it. So just in your own mind, just know that you fed him, you send him the food that he needs, and be okay with that. And maybe it is okay with that. He might write back or call and say, man, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Either way, though, who wouldn't want a food package, right?
Right.
Even drug addicts want food packages.
Yeah.
From the outside.
I mean, there are some guys in there that get packages every month from their families, and they run right to the yard, to the dealer, and give the package away and take drugs. Mm-hmm. There's guys that do that. But, it's just the way it is. I don't know, but... this girl that you had a relation, the girl that you liked, the Jehovah's Witness girl? Yeah.
You actually liked her. You were corresponding with her.
Yeah.
Did you ask her for money?
No.
See?
Never.
Because you wanted to pursue that, so you didn't want to ruin it, right?
Yeah, I had a genuine care for her, right?
Yeah.
So no, I did not ask her for money. Did not ask her for packages. She would send me packages once in a while. I never asked for them. But no, I never did.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Shall we do a sign-off?
Do the sign-off. Thank you again for showing up. And thank you for the questions. I hope the answers are helpful.
We have a suggestion for an episode. We're going to do it next week.
We are?
John.
Okay, what's the suggestion?
Maybe I'll just ask you at the last minute next week.
I kind of like that it's spontaneous without prep. I always bitch about it, but I actually kind of like it,
Thank you for tuning in, and thanks so much for the support. We have 600 members all of a sudden in our group on
Love it.
Facebook, which is
Love
so fucking cool. It feels special, like we're a community.
Yeah, it feels like it feels good. It feels like home, right? It feels like a community. That's a perfect word. Yeah.
And some people have incarcerated loved ones, and some people are just curious. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Sayonara.
Sayonara, motherfuckers.
Sayonara, motherfucker.
Adios. See you next week.
See you,
when
sucker.
we're going to talk about, well, I don't know.
I'm going to tell Milo's prison gang jokes since we talked about prison gangs for a little bit. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
He told me this joke the other day. This is so fun. These
Sure.
are coming out of my kid. Let me see if I can tell it properly. Okay. Guy goes into prison. Boss is showing him the ropes, right? Boss is like, there's a Hispanic gang over there. There's the black gang over there. And there's the white gang. Whatever you do, stay away from those guys. Those are the most dangerous. And the guy says, why, boss? Why should I stay away from them? And boss says, because they're white. They're the only ones that had a fair trial. So you know that they're guilty.
That's hilarious. That's fucking awesome.
It's so sad, but it's fucking
true,
sad,
man.
but true. God
I mean,
damn
nobody
it.
gets a fair trial. I mean, nobody got a fair trial, but yeah, I get that. It's funny.
Yeah.
Nobody got a fair
Seriously,
trial.
no, I agree.
There's no fair trial in America.
No fair trial in
The
America.
DA gets way too much leeway,
Fuck
way
the
too
DA.
much money.
God damn it, fuck that. Fuck
Fucking
the
DAs.
DAs.
They get way too much money and way too much leeway.
You see how you turned me around?
It's true. I mean, I'm glad you see the other side of that,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, it's not like I, brainwashed you into something that's not true. I
No.
just showed you the facts and you picked your own
Yeah.
road, man.
Let's go to war. I'm ready to go to war now.
All right, I'm ready. You know why I'm a motherfucker, right?
Why?
Because you can't keep your mama off the street.
Oh, that's sad. It took me a minute. But that's terrible.
Oh,
That's
there you
not-
go.
That's
Yeah. How many times has your mama been on the street? How many people did you stab in prison? Did you masturbate in prison?
Stop.
Well, I'm just saying, you see?
If someone asks me,
you wanna
how
fight,
do
we
you
can fight."
masturbate when you go camping?
Yeah.
And there's all these people around you, I'm like, inside my fucking sleeping bag.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not a big deal
I
to
don't
me.
have a sleeping bag.
You have a fucking blanket. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry. I will never, ever. I didn't know. I won't go there. I will never. Look at me. I'm not going to joke about it anymore either.
Okay, good. That would make me very happy if you didn't go
If
there.
I had a beverage in front of me, I'd go click right now. I'd be like
Beer.
opening that shit so fast.